Hi, Heart Room friends. Nice to see you. Guess what? I have a surprise for you today. We actually have a mystery reader joining us today because I think we should do mystery reader even though we're sheltering in place. So I have some clues for you about our mystery reader. Here, let me just, mystery reader. Clue number 1. This person loves to climb trees. Can you think about who might love to climb trees that we know? Okay, here we go. Clue number 2. This person is related to Teacher Michelle. Means they're in Teacher Michelle's family. Can you think about who I'm related to that you know? Okay, last clue. Clue number 3. This person is a 5th grader. Did you get it? If you guessed Zoe, you're right. Yay! Let's welcome Zoe. Zoe's going to be our mystery reader today.
Hi. Hi everyone, this is Zoe, and today we're going to read the part about the Great Plan. Here we go. We've absolutely got to stop them, Sophie cried. Put me back in your pocket, quick, and we'll chase after them and warn everyone in England they're coming. Redonkulous and impossible, said the BFG. They is going 2 times as fast as me, and they is finishing their guzzle before we is halfway. But we can't just sit here doing nothing, Sophie cried. How many girls and boys are they going to eat tonight? Many, the BFG said. The flesh lump eating giant alone has the most squackling whoopsie appetite. Will he snatch them out of their beds while they're sleeping, like peas out of a poodle? Said the BFG said. I can't bear to think of it, Sophie cried. Then don't, said the BFG. For years and years I is sitting here on this very rock every night after night when they is galloping away, and I is feeling so sad for all the little human beings they is going to gobble up. But I has had to get used to it. There is nothing I can do. If I wasn't titchy little runty giant who was 24 feet high, then I would be stopping them. But that is absolutely out of the window. Do you always know where they are going? Sophie asked. Always, the BFG said. Every night they is yelling at me as they bootling past. The other day they was yelling, we is off to Mississippi and Missouri to guzzle them both. Guzzling, Sophie, I hate them. She and the big friendly giant sat quietly side by side on the blue rock and gathering dust. Sophie had never felt so helpless in her life. After a while she stood up and cried out, I can't stand it. Just think of those poor girls and boys who are going to be eaten alive in a few hours' time. We can't just sit here and do nothing. We've got to go after those brutes. No, the BFG said. We must, Sophie cried. Why won't you go? The BFG sighed and shook its head firmly. I has told you 5 or 6 times, he said, and the third will be the last. I is never showing myself to human beings. Why ever not? If I do, they will be putting me in the zoo with all the giraffes and caterpillars. Nonsense, said Sophie, and they will be sending you straight back to Norwich. The BFG went on. Grown-up human beings is not famous for their kindness. They is all squirterotters and grink-slugglers. That simply isn't true, Sophie cried angrily. Some of them are very kind indeed. Who? The BFG said. Name one. The Queen of England, Sophie said. You can't call her Squiggleloffer and Grinksludger. Well, the BFG said, you can't call her a Squeepip or a Knot Muncher either, Sophie said, getting angrier and angrier. Look at the BFG thinking, and there's Sophie talking to him. The flesh lump eater is longing dearly to guzzle her up, the BFG said, smiling, and a little now. Who, the Queen? Sophie cried it aghast. Yes, the BFG answered. Flesh lump eater says he is never eating a queen, and he thinks perhaps she has an especially scumdiddlyumptious flavor. How dare he? Sophie cried. But Flesh lump eater says there is too many soldiers around her palace, and his dursn't try it. He'd better not, Sophie said. He is also saying he would like very much to guzzle one of the soldiers in his pretty red suit, but he is worried about those big black furry hats they is wearing. He thinks they might be sticking in his throat. I hope he chokes, Sophie said. Flesh lump eater is a very careful giant, BFG said. Sophie was silent for a few moments. Then suddenly, with a voice filled with excitement, she cried out, I've got it! By golly, I think I've got it! Got what? Asked the BFG. The answer, cried Sophie. We'll go to the Queen. That's a terrific idea. If I went and told the Queen about those disgusting man-eating giants, I'm sure she'd do something about it. That's all for today.